What's up, everybody? This is the Watch Along Show. I'm John Maher, and that's Aaron Brooks. Aaron, how you feeling this evening?
I'm feeling nice and recovered here. I needed a week off of all things on Why We Love Horror, and I'm back and better than ever.
Yeah, I would say, I did not plan for this to happen. I didn't plan for you to get sick, and I also didn't plan for this original thing that we're covering now. But if this video had aired last week, it would have coincidentally aired on the birthday of the man we are talking about, Tony Todd, rest in peace. His birthday was last Thursday, the 4th of December. This is now the 11th of December. That's fine. But he was in a ton of movies. And, the prompt this week was watch a movie he's in where he doesn't play the antagonist / killer. So that rules out the Candyman movies, pretty much. That's about it. He's been in a ton of other movies as a good guy. You might have seen him in the Night of the Living Dead remake. You might have seen him as the helpful kind of anti-hero in the Final Destination franchise. But we didn't pick any of those movies. Aaron, how do you feel about Tony Todd before we get started?
I mean, huge fan. I think I mentioned it on this channel plenty of times. And yeah, I mean, it's Bloodlines last year. That was probably one of the more emotional moments of the year for me. His final goodbye scene, and I thought it was handled really well. And most movies, even if the movies Tony Todd chooses aren't always great, he's great in them.
I would agree. He's just got a presence and a delivery that you don't find that often. I think that's what made him continue to work. And even towards the end, when he was in Stream and in Final Destination Bloodlines, he kept up that energy to the end. So today we're going to talk about two lesser-known Tony Todd movies that you may watch or may not have watched. We'll start with my movie, which was 2018's The Final Wish. That is Lin Shaye. We're also big fans of Lin Shaye here on the channel.
Yes.
This is about a guy. It's kind of typical of the nowadays of the 2010s, 2020s. He's like a younger millennial, older Gen Z kind of person. He does not he is trying his hardest to make it in the world, but things are fucking expensive. And even though he's a shitty getting his feet wet lawyer, he doesn't have two dimes to rub together. He's fucking broke out of his mind. But his father passes away and he's called back home. And the dad was kind of like a antiquities dealer, I guess is the best way to put it. One of those, an estate flipper, an antiquities dealer, they would buy out stuff. Tony Todd plays the dad's partner in the company. And then one of the things the dad had come across is something Aaron, you would a little bit of Jewish folklore, because it's a dybbuk box.
Yes.
And dybbuk is just the Jewish version of the jinn that we see in Wishmaster. And I would say not that this movie is good or bad, but it is Wishmaster with all of the camp stripped out of it. If Wishmaster was played 100% straight, it would be The Final Wish. So does that make it good? Does that make it bad? It makes it neither. It just makes it less.
Makes it Jewish Wishmaster.
Yeah, but they don't mention
Wishmaster.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, Jewish master. You and I know the dybbuk box is a Jewish thing. They never mention that in the movie. There's no Judaica to be seen in this movie aside from that word, which is it's a choice. But yeah, the most of the movie he's just unknowingly making wishes, and he just thinks his life is getting better. But he doesn't know that he's edging himself closer to getting fucked over by a demon, and that's the whole movie. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
The Final Wish. What did you watch, Aaron?
The Final Wish. Okay. I watched a documentary, I believe the first one on this challenge. I watched one for the Pick Your Poison with the Lovecraft one. This one also dealing with black horror much more directly. Horror Noir, A History of Black Horror from 2019. And this movie, directed by Xavier Bergen, very, very good. It's just a bunch of brilliant black artists, actors, directors, writers, discussing black horror and the significance of different black horror stories, and overall just black horror contributors to Hollywood. So Rusty Cundiff's in the movie, Tales from the Hood, Ernest Dickerson, Ken Faree, Rachel Trueblood, Miguel A. Nunez makes an appearance in the movie. Like, I mean, Ken Faree, you mentioned that, Keith David, obviously Tony Todd. And they're all just, really, really excellent. Jordan Peele also even is mentioned in the movie. So, yeah, just really, really good shit. I don't watch enough horror documentaries. And when I do, I get very, very interested in them. So, going to watch more horror documentaries because this one's great. I recommend it to anybody. It's just a fascinating subject.
That's awesome. All right. Well, that'll do it for this week on the Watch Log Show. We're getting into the final 4 weeks, and it'll spill a little bit into the first week of 2026, and then we'll start doing the challenge of 2026. By the way, I didn't even throw up our QR code. So the thing we were the things we've been talking about this the whole time. That is this year's challenge. I don't know what you want to do with it at this point, but if you want reference, it's there. Next year's challenge, however, we haven't even started yet. It is there. We'd love for you to join us for next year's challenge. That'd be awesome. But these final 4 prompts of 2025 are just kind of like your generic Letterboxd cleanup prompts. Like, we're going to watch the most popular movie. We're going to watch the highest rated movies. We're going to watch movies our friends are watching. So tune in with us as we get through the rest of December to clean out these prompts for 2025. But until next time, I'm John Maher, and that's Aaron Brooks. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. And see you next week. Here comes the schedule.